It's our final day here in Cincinnati, and look who's along for the ride before we head to Boston. The Fanatic is here for Gapper's birthday. He also went out for photo day. Why? I'm not totally sure, but the fans certainly liked him. NBC Sports Philadelphia, the home of the authentic fan, presents the Phils and the Cincinnati Reds. Phillies have 3 more games left against the National League Central, including today. They find themselves with 18 victories. That's as many as they have against the National League East. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis, as we get set to wrap up our stay here in Cincinnati. All right, so the Phils won Game 1. That was a good thing. Game number 2 and 3, well, went to the Cincinnati Reds. And although they left 11 runners on base last night, Cincinnati did, they still had some really timely hits the last 2 games.
They did, especially later on in that ball game. Now, Vince Velasquez, he was bending last night, but he did not break. He had 5 walks in the first 5 innings. But then later on in the ball game, they did get some timely hitting. Here we see Duvall score on that base hit by Hamilton. Joey Votto, who continues to get hotter and hotter and be the most professional hitter in baseball. He scores Hamilton, and then Scooter Gennett with a double to right center here off Austin Davis. They did get some timely hits, end up beating the Phillies by 4 runs, but it was nice to keep them under wraps early on in the ball game. We'll see if Zach Eflin can do that today.
Yeah, now the Phillies just need to get some timely hits. Now for the Reds, they find themselves getting better as the season has gone on, particularly since they made the managerial change and the pitching coach change. They've got 12 wins so far in July. That's only 2 less than the Phillies, and the Phillies are recognized as one of the best teams in the month of July. Part of the reason why? The resurgence of Rhys Hoskins, who, unlike everybody else that's performed in the Home Run Derby, says the Home Run Derby is what's made him a better hitter in the second half.
He said it's made him more aggressive, and he's turning on some fastballs inside. This is how the Reds have tried to attack him in their first 3 games, and Rhys isn't having any part of it. You want the right man getting hot at the right time. It's Rhys Hoskins right now. He is carrying this ball club offensively. The numbers show it's pre-All-Star break, post-All-Star break. He's been a lot better, T-Mac.
All right, so 7 home runs since the All-Star break, 14 runs batted in. The Phillies have a major league leading total in home runs. Rhys had one in yesterday's game. He's batting cleanup today. The Phillies have changed their lineup up. Carlos Santana's batting first, as Asdrubal Cabrera's batting second, and Rhys is in the cleanup spot. All right, it is the final game of this 4-game series. They are waiting to get in to see Zach Eflin against Luis Castillo. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. By Toyota. The Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. Game of this 4-game series. The starting 9. Phillies do the same thing on Sundays for the Cincinnati Reds. They're out on the field. Zach Eflin's back in the dugout, and he is getting himself ready to go for today's ball game on what is a sunshiny day. It's actually starting to cloud up a little bit, but we should be okay. There's some rain that's in the area later on today, but we should be on our way to Boston with hopefully a victory under the Phil's belt. It's Gapper's birthday today, so he's wandering out with some of the youngsters. The Fanatic, well, we mentioned that the fans have loved him. There is one fan that didn't necessarily love him. A Coors Light refreshing finish is that young lady booing the Fanatic. He's so distraught. Then he saw, well, then he had his attention swayed somewhere else. Jesse Winker started throwing ice at him. That's not nice.
Traveled all this way to get treated like that?
I don't know.
Man alive.
Well, we're always happy to see him. If he came up to our booth, we would protect him.
Yes, we would.
All right, the Reds have finally taken the field. Luis Castillo, the pitcher for the Reds, strolls out. Scooter Gennett nearly jumped and fell over the chalk up the first base line. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup for today's ball game. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet provider according to speedtest.net. So there is a difference to the lineup, as we mentioned, with the top 4 hitters. Carlos Santana is batting leadoff as Asdrubal Cabrera second. Odubel still hits third, and then Rhys Hoskins bats cleanup. Jorge Alfaro, last 10 games, 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. He will get the nod behind the plate for the Phils against the right-hander Luis Castillo. the 25-year-old from the Dominican Republic. 5-8, 19 home runs allowed. He's not the leader in the National League. His teammate Tyler Mahle is, with an ERA of 5.5 and 101 strikeouts in 108 innings. Ben?
He's got a quick arm. He'll sit right about 95, 96. Very good changeup, very good slider. Just depends on whether or not he can throw either one of his secondary pitches. 4 strikes. He's been good in July. A 3 ERA. But you notice in the graphic before, he has reverse splits, meaning that lefties hit much better against him than the righties do.
Well, as he finishes up his warm-up tosses, Carlos Santana finishes up his swings in the on-deck circle for Gabe Kapler. Santana is used to batting leadoff. Now, he's done it this year for the Phillies, but he did it quite often for the Cleveland Indians. This is more of a chance to give Cesar a day off. You know, they're still trying to manage that sore foot, so they want to make sure that he is fully healthy as we get into the stretch run of the season. So a day off here and there is not a bad thing when he plays in successive days.
It'd be great if they could give him a complete day off. This offense comes out on fire today.
That is true, because the last couple times, one day he came in earlier than the other, but
right.
He came in both days. All right, so here's Santana. He is 0 for his last 10, 1 for 11 in the series. His one hit was the home run.
His first at bat of the series.
They play him to pull the infield. And we're almost ready to go for this 1:10 start on this Sunday afternoon. And the first pitch outside. 2 minutes tardy. Santana 16 home runs. He is one of 2 Phillies to have more than 60 RBIs. The team leader is Rhys Hoskins with 70. On the outside corner, according to Nick Marley, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carlos is 3rd in the National League in walks. Marley's behind the plate. Guccione's at first. Bill Miller's at second. Alan Porter at third. And it's 2-2. Santana with 80 walks this year. That's 2 behind Harper and Votto. Mike Trout leads all of baseball with 96 walks. And Santana strikes out, 1 away here in the first.
Trout also hit his 29th home run last night. He's a good player, Tom.
Yeah, I think he's just now coming into his prime. 29 home runs, 59 runs batted in.
Is that good changeup? He throws a changeup out 25% of the time. See it tailing away from Carlos. He just has really good arm speed with it. If he can throw that changeup to lefties, he's going to have a lot more success than that .298 batting average against them.
As Struble hitting .274. Hits that one in the air to left center field. Ranging back is Williams, starting for Billy Hamilton. 2 outs. So Cabrera's retired. It looks like he's got some new spikes on today, Ben. No fluorescent green. Next up is gloves. Although we've seen a couple of Phillies players wear those color gloves because it is part of their color tone. The stars on the uniforms have that blue. Odubel 2 for 11 in the series. And he takes outside and low. Today's ball game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. Bill is to your right. Angel Angel is to your left. Outside 3-0. Looks like somebody's got to Russell Bill up a little bit. Got his face on his hands, although Ben just did too, as I said that. Swinging 3-0, and he loops it out to left center field. That'll be in for a base hit. A 2-out single for the Phillies, and that brings Rhys Hoskins up. Hoskins now with 7 home runs in his last 6 ball games.
This is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball of Matt Harvey. Tried to go down and away. It ends up being down and in. If you look at the swing, that is your home run replay brought to you by Giant. Now that 3-0 swing, normally I'd say I don't mind the 3-0 swing. That worked out. Odubel's on first base. But you have a man as hot as a firecracker in Rhys Hoskins. I don't know if I want to hit him out there and possibly negate Rhys coming up with a man on.
Oh, so you're taking, say, take a pitch, maybe
yes.
Walk. One ball and no strikes to Rhys. Rhys is 6 for 14 in this series. Phillies had 7 home runs in game 1. They have 9 overall. As a team, they've hit .274 in this 3-game series. 29 hits and 15 runs. So they still have the average runs per game, over 5 since the break. At the knees, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Hoskins. In the dirt. Oh, there goes Odubel.
Well done.
Yeah. I thought at first he was going to be a dead duck. I didn't think it would bounce out that far.
All about your secondary.
So a wild pitch. Jim Riggleman just looked at his lineup card, took a peek over at Nick Williams in the on-deck circle.
Shuffle, shuffle. Ball in the dirt. I'm off.
Yeah, he may have still beaten it even if it didn't roll, if it stopped, say, at the batter's box. All right, so now a base hit will give the Phils the lead. It should anyway. Inside ball 4. I didn't think they would give him anything good to hit.
No.
I know it's early, but he's been the Phillies' hottest hitter. Although Williams has been pretty hot too. He had a big first game. It is 5 for 12 in this series. He's hitting .318 in his last 26 games with 14 home runs, 39 runs batted in. And he takes outside. Fouls it away, 1-1. Since the 1st of June, if you're just talking about right fielders in baseball in the National League, he has the 3rd most home runs and he has the 4th most RBIs. But they get even better when you creep into the month of June. Let's say if you take June 15th or in that neighborhood until now, his numbers are getting better and better. And it isn't only against right-handers. I mean, he has stayed in there against lefties.
Absolutely.
Williams hitting .290 since the 15th of June. And he fouls it. You know who's been a hot right fielder since the middle of June? Actually, the beginning of June is Gregory Polanco. I mean, he has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball.
Yeah. That whole team.
That whole team. Carlos Gonzalez also from the Rockies has been red hot. Starters lead off in the 2-2. Changeup. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Luis Castillo. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Zach Eflin is ready to go against the Reds when we return. A lot of activity earlier again today. It's been such a busy week. Let's take a look at the Reds lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet provider according to speedtest.net. Peraza leads things off. That's no change. Scooter Gennett bats second. That's no change. Same with Votto and Suarez. Williams moves up to the number 5 spot playing center field. And they will face right-hander Zach Eflin. Eflin is trying to bounce back, Ben, from his last outing where I thought he was so realistic about it. He said, listen, I know what I did wrong. I know how to fix it. He said my bullpen session is going to be extremely important. He thinks that he's been able to work on it. A lot had to do with the 10 days off he had between starts, but it was a lot about timing, he felt.
It was about timing. Overall, his last 8 starts been pretty darn good. 6-0 with a 2.78. He'll sit about 94 with that fastball, mixing the change, curveball, and the good slider.
As Drupal Cabrera gets his start at second base, and he is ready to go. Scott Kingery back at short. So another double play combination for the Phillies. And the first pitch to Peraza is outside. Two balls and no strikes. Peraza, the series is 5 for 10. He's got 3 doubles. Spins it foul, and it's 2-1. This is the final day of a 10-game homestand for the Reds. Fly ball down the right field line, not deep. Williams toward the line and makes the catch in foul territory. And 1 away. And here's Scooter Gennett.
Good play here by Nick, getting into foul territory. Knowing exactly where he is.
Not easy for outfielders when they come to a new place. I mean, they do spend batting practice and times like that just gauging the nuances of a particular stadium. Fastball that just missed to Gennett. Pretty well located. And it's 1-0. Gennett has 3 hits in this series. A couple RBIs the last 2 games. That one's back toward the middle, right between the legs of Eflin. And 6-3 on the putout. And there are 2 outs. Joey Votto coming up, and he provided us with our Toyota turning point in last night's ball game.
It's a bullet here to right field off Tommy Hunter, just out of the reach of Cesar Hernandez. That scored Billy Hamilton. Go ahead run. That was your Toyota turning point.
Votto 5 for 10 in the series. This is really the best we've seen him hit in the last couple of years in person. When the Phillies face him, he doesn't necessarily do a whole lot offensively. At least it seems that way. Now, part of it is that the Phillies have faced the Reds the opening week the last couple of years a few times. But I think this is the hardest I've seen him hit the baseball against the Phillies. 1-2.
And that's the pitch that has gotten him. He's had a decent series, but the one pitch that he cannot pull the trigger on right now, it's just not seen, is that backdoor breaking ball.
Alfaro creeps in and a check swing, slow roller back to the mounds. 1-3 on the putout. An easy inning. Pretty quick inning for Zach Eflin as he retires the Reds in order. We move on to the second. Maikel Franco will come back to start things off for the Phils. Wall of Fame weekend, or Toyota Hall of Fame weekend, is coming up on, I didn't say that right. I said it right the first time. It's Alumni Weekend at Citizens Bank Park, and on Saturday, August 4th, it'll be the Toyota Phillies Wall of Fame night honoring the late Roy Halladay and the great Pat Gillick. Go to Phillies.com to order your tickets, and make sure you get there early because the 2008 World Champion Home Run Derby Wiffle Ball Challenge will take place. We will let you know who's going to be in it as soon as we find out. 1-1 strike to Franco. Outside, 2-1. There's a looper out to right field, and that'll drop in for a hit for Franco. Ben, I think that's a good sign.
Yes.
So that's his 4th hit of the series. And I think for him psychologically, not that a whole lot phases Maikel, but the fact that he keeps getting hits, I think keeps reinforcing what he's trying to do.
Right.
You know, he was 0 for 4 on Friday night in game 2 of the series, but obviously had a big day on Thursday. But then yesterday comes back with a double. There it's a little flare base hit. I think it just keeps adding to what he's trying to accomplish.
I'm with you. And was that hit pretty? No.
No.
But he was a little out in front, but actually stayed through it enough, didn't pull off that ball. We've seen him pull off that ball and smother it to the left side. But he stays through it enough, and psychologically he says, you know what, I'm 1 for 1 today.
Yeah, that's it. It could pay huge dividends later on.
Look at this Phillies lineup. I know they didn't score in that first inning, but they did make Castillo throw 21 pitches in that first inning.
Well, there you go again. Just what we talked about yesterday, what we've been talking about the last several days. You know, making that starting pitcher work in the first. Changeup. It's been good today. The first 2 innings, 1 and 2.
Yes, it has.
That is a larger lead for Maikel than what he had in the first couple pitches to Scott Kingery. Fly ball left field. Going back on it is Duvall. He's going to have room on the track. And he makes the catch. Franco draws the throw. And 1 away. Our Geico quote of the day from Scott Kingery on his role going forward. I'm just going to show up to the field the same way I have all season and focus on what I can do to help the team. If that means switching back and forth where I go back to utility role, I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm just going to show up and do what I do every day.
A good quote from a young kid. A shame he barreled that baseball. He just caught the bottom of it. It's a good swing there.
That's the second one in this series that he's hit to the warning track. Alfaro takes a strike. He's hit in 4 straight. dirt. One ball and one strike to Alfaro. One and two. Swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch has really been effective for him today. It's resulted in 3 strikeouts. Right, Ben? All 3 are on the changeup.
Yeah, that was another changeup there. It seems like he spiked the slider. He spiked the slider to Reese Hoskins earlier last inning. It seems like he just kind of abandoned that and says, I'm just going to throw all the changeups until they hit it.
Eflin takes a strike. 0-1. Zach does have a home run this year. Hitting 167. Dirt, it's back at it. It's 1-2.
Nice play there. I mean, that's way in the left-hander's batter's box. Soft hands.
Check swing, and it's 2-2. They've been excited about Castillo. You know, he's a kid who we saw for the first time with Tampa. And when they traded Devin Mesoraco, they knew they had Barnhart was going to be the everyday guy. But from all accounts, the catcher they have now is the backup, Kurt Castillo, has done everything, if not more, than what they anticipated. Swing and a miss. That's a breaking ball. 4 strikeouts for Castillo through the first 2 innings today. No runs, 1 hit. And 1 man left. Middle of the second. Phillies nothing and the Reds nothing. Full swing. Keep track of Carson Wentz's recovery as well as every position battle, injury, and transaction with all of our programs on air and online. No one covers your birds better than NBC Sports Philadelphia.
You think he starts the season?
I would say he's going to miss the first game or so. I mean, watching him the other day, watching the video of him moving around, I know it's not contact or anything like that, but he's moving around really well. But my thought would be, they've got Foles. Let him keep getting healthier or stronger.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's also not a 6'4" linebacker, 260-pound linebacker.
Well,
that runs
true.
a 4.2, try to get him.
They started here, of course, in Cincinnati as well. In fact, yesterday the fans were out, and there was a lot of people out watching the Bengals practice. They're only about 100 yards down the road from here. Their practice facility is a lot like the Sixers NovaCare facility. It's right there. Here's Suarez as he leads things off, hitting .301 with 24 home runs and 80 runs batted in. No balls and 2 strikes. outside. And it's 1-2. Foul tip and a strikeout. Boy, Eflin has a little explosiveness on his fastball here this afternoon.
You know what I think it is? It's so free and easy. You don't think he's not putting a whole lot of effort into it. Therefore, there's no way he's going to throw it that hard. Well, it's free and easy, and it's by guys right now.
Yeah. So does that correlate with what he said the other day about timing? Where maybe he wasn't as free and easy his last time out. He was fighting it almost.
Yes. He was fighting it, trying to muscle up a little bit.
And as you're saying, and I agree with you on that, he doesn't need to do that because he has it.
Right. That's what Nick Pivetta was so good with his fastball the other night. It was 96, 97. It was free and easy and by guys.
Yeah, his problem was his secondary pitches.
Right.
0-1 to Mason Williams, who has 2 hits in this series, including a pivotal 3-run home run in Game 2. There's a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. The curve from Zach. Another strikeout. A swing and a miss at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 away.
It just makes you go back to the quote we had a couple weeks ago. He said, when I came here, I threw a sinker and a changeup, and I pitched to contact. And now it's like he's climbing the ladder with this 4-seam cheddar.
It's 2-0. By the way, we understand that Murph has completed his ride. Not his race, his ride. We're going to get some video from him.
He was all over Twitter today. A lot of photos.
Yes, he was.
He's been very proud of his uniform.
2-0 pitch coming. Outside, 3-0. He had a flat tire apparently at one point. But it was fixed. He thanked somebody. I didn't see who he thanked. Was it the Temple Police?
I didn't see that one.
I thought that's what it said. He'll rejoin us tomorrow. We'll follow him with a camera. He won't know this, but we're going to follow him with a camera and see how he's walking after his ride. 3 balls and 1 strike.
You didn't think a Murphy would miss a trip to Boston, did you?
No, I didn't. I also knew he'd finish this race to the Irish pub in Atlantic City. Another fastball, 3-2.
Oh, what the ball's looking for there.
All right, he's got the count back full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tried a breaking ball.
I've seen more 3-2 breaking balls called this year than I ever have in my life. I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just saying if there's a scouting report, they're sticking to it. But it's amazing how many I've seen.
So you wouldn't have called it.
And not just the Philly. No, if that's the scouting report and Zach feels confident in throwing it, then that's fine.
Off the hands out to left center field. Odubel tells Reese he's got it, makes the grab. A 1-2-3 second inning. We have played 2. Both teams looking for a little offense when we come back for the top of the 3rd. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. Ben, who were the last 3 pitchers to no-hit the Reds? The last 3 pitchers to no-hit the Reds. Answer will be revealed a little later on. That's a very good question.
I can't think of the 3rd one.
You have 2 of them, though?
I do.
Really? Well, you're going to have to let me know where you are with that, and I can give you a hint.
Okay.
Back to the top of the order, and it's Carlos Santana at a breaking ball, 0-1. Carlos struck out his last time up. There's a line drive base hit to right field. That ends at 0 for 11 for Carlos. And for the second straight inning, the Phillies have a leadoff hitter aboard. Come out and see the Red Sox on Tuesday, August 14th and Wednesday the 15th. Both games are at 7:05. You can go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Red Sox are leading the division. Phils will see them tomorrow and Tuesday. Phils have Nola and Arrieta scheduled against Price and Pomeranz. Oh, 0-1. Out to center field. He's getting closer.
Yeah.
Williams is backpedaling and makes the catch. Santana thought about going. Got back to first base maybe a little late, but it probably wouldn't have been a good idea. There's the American League East standings. The Red Sox lead the Yankees by 5.5. 73-30. They're 40 games over 500. And they have Nate Eovaldi starting today. At least I think he's starting today. Now that I mentioned that, I probably should look and confirm that. Here's Odubel, who singled his first time up. Yeah, Eovaldi, 3 strikeouts through 2 innings so far. Santana not being held on really by Votto. Votto's in the neighborhood, but playing back behind him. Another change up, and it's 1-1.
Odubel selling out on the fastball right there, just didn't get it.
Fly ball, shallow center field. Scooter Gennett says he has it. 2 outs. And Rhys Hoskins is due up. You know, I thought was interesting with Rhys. He walked his first time up when he was talking to us about trying to pull the baseball more. So I went back and just looked at his numbers, what his pull percentage is. His pull percentage in the National League is second to Chris Bryant. He's pulled 50% of the balls he's put in play. So I thought about it a little bit more, and I think what he tried to say is be more aggressive in hitters' counts when pulling the ball. You know what I mean?
Right.
So from an overall swing pattern and where the ball goes for him, you know, his line drive percentage is at 28% or 23%. That's good. But it's also, you know, with pulling the ball with authority in good hitters' counts. the knees. 1-2.
One thing Matt Stairs used to always talk about, he said, if you get in a hitter's count 3-1-2-0, think about driving the ball into a gap, but to your pull side gap.
Right.
Doesn't mean you have to get out there and yank it down the line, but get the bat head out there.
One and two. Near the dirt. There goes Santana. The throw to second base is off the glove of Gennett. There'll be another wild pitch. He would have been safe anyway. Well, here we go now. Another man in scoring position. Second one of the day.
Santana's lead there. Sally does have a good arm. Scooter just trying to be too quick with the tag. Got to catch it first.
That's a close pitch. The count now 3-2. Similar to the first inning when Odubel went to second on a wild pitch. Reese wound up walking. Already 50 pitches for the young right-hander. And a foul ball. Reese stays alive.
Think he gets a change up here?
I think he gets a changeup, but I think he gets one out of the strike zone. I could be wrong. Get a fastball.
Yeah. That's exactly why you cannot sit off speed and try to adjust to a fastball, especially at 95. It's impossible. Always has to be the other way around. Look for that fastball, adjust to off speed.
Swing and a miss. Got him with a 97-mile-an-hour sinker. Now that is his 5th strikeout, so he did challenge him. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Phillies with 3 hits, Reds with none as Zach goes back to work. Pennsylvania Lottery, $3 million Pennsylvania Club. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly and buy Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Man, they're all over the city of Cincinnati, those scooters.
Very hard to find, though.
I found them this morning. Thankfully, I found them this morning. There we go. See, I left one of them there. You scan it with the app. You get the kickstand up, and then make sure you're wearing dress shoes and dress pants, and then you're off and going.
Cheryl Davis would not be happy, Tom. You're not wearing your helmet.
I was going up the sidewalk, which is illegal with the scooters, but it was fastest way to get there. There's a bouncing ball down the left field line, a base hit for Irvin. That's his 4th double of the year. So he's in scoring position to start 3rd. And Kirk Castillo is coming up.
First pitch swinging is Irvin. Not the prettiest hit, but believe me, he'll take it.
Well, now Castillo, who we mentioned the Reds got from the Tampa Bay Rays. It was actually on the 31st of May that they acquired him. Outside 1-0. Castillo played 4 years at Vanderbilt. We were just talking about Vanderbilt the other day with Walker Buehler. He was before Buehler.
It's amazing what that program continues to put out in terms of professional baseball players. It's incredible.
Foul back. It's 2-1. Well, it all began with your brother, right?
That's right. Glenn was the first-round pick in '97 out of Vandy.
He's a good defensive catcher, though, from a catch and throw standpoint. He's thrown out for his career 31% of the runners who have tried to steal. I have to go back and figure out what the major league average is. It used to be around 33% when you played. I don't know if it's at that level now.
I would think it's in the 20s.
Yeah, I was thinking like about 27%, right around that area. Castillo here in the National League hitting .280. And he lines that to left center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. It's going to score a run. It'll go to the wall, and Castillo will be at least at second base. Back-to-back doubles. And the Reds take a 1-0 lead.
When you're in a good hitter's count like Castillo is, you can be very aggressive. He had a good 2-0 hack against Zach Eflin. Fouled it back, then found himself in a 3-1 count and didn't miss that 3-1 heater.
And Luis Castillo will be the hitter.
Try and go down and away. Sally all over that one down the middle.
That's the fourth double. It's being acquired. Castillo shows bunt, takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. On the out-of-town scoreboard, the Braves have taken a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers. Kurt Suzuki and Nick Markakis with RBI doubles. A bunt foul. And a bunt back toward the mound. Eflin's play is at first. Sacrifice successful. Reds have been doing that often and comfortably in this series. 1 out, runner at third. And Peraza's coming up. John Kruk sits down with one of the heroes of the Phillies championship run in 2008, Brad Lidge. He talks about his perfect season closing out games, his Phillies teammates, and a whole lot more. Download John Kruk's Krukcast wherever you get your podcast. Infield is in for the Phils. Peraza fly to right his first time up. He takes a breaking ball and it's 0-1. Hall of Fame ceremonies are underway up in Cooperstown. We'll get a chance to see some of those speeches later on. Another curveball hit towards short. Kingery looks the runner back. And there are 2 outs.
All right, not out of the woods yet. You have 2 outs. You strand Castillo out there. I'd take that for back-to-back doubles, lead off the inning.
Sure. Scooter grounded out up the middle to to Scott Kingery. A fastball down and away. It's 1-0.
I don't remember them throwing one pitch on purpose. One pitch on the inside corner to Scooter Gennett in this series. This entire series. It's just been away.
Yeah, the only thing in are the hanging breaking balls that he's hit. There's a changeup hit well. Deep to right field. Williams going back, and it is gone. 2-run home run. 17th home run of the year for Scooter Gennett. And the Reds take a 3-0 lead.
You go with that 1-0 changeup. Changeup on a pitch that he throws a lot in Zach Evans, 11% of the time. Pitch at 87.2 miles an hour. The speed was good. Location was not.
Whoa. That's going to hurt. I said toward the outer half of the plate. That was really right down the middle of the plate. Joey Votto, and he lines one to left field, a base hit. 4 hits in the inning for the Reds. And Suarez is due up. Well, Scooter Gennett with that 2-run home run. Votto with a base hit in this at-bat. We've talked all series about the success of the Reds infielders and how good they are. And if you compare them to other teams within the National League and Major League Baseball, from a distance you may not realize it, but when you get here and look at the numbers, highest batting average among National League infielders, the Reds are at 286. Now, you could even throw some of their power numbers in there.
Yes.
So we used, when doing this, we left the catchers out and the pitchers out, obviously the pitchers, but we used first, second, short, and third baseman. But we kind of knew that they had to be among the leaders in almost every offensive category, but looking at the average, they are at the top. Makes sense.
Yeah, we knew that going into the series.
1 ball, no strikes to Eugenio Suarez. And it's 1-1.
And one might think, well, the Phillies, there's a lot of ball game left in this one, obviously. Say, well, the Phillies took the Reds lightly. They're in last place in the Central. No chance.
No.
Not with this lineup. There's no way.
Now, the coaching staff talked about it. The players talked about it leading up to it. And even I think Reese talked about it after the game, after game 1, when the Phillies had the 7 home runs. He talked about they didn't want to take this team lightly. And they, the Reds have just capitalized on, well, some bad pitches, but some opportune pitches. Strikeout at a high fastball at 95 miles an hour. And the inning is finally over, but 3 runs do score. We'll head to the 4th. The Phillies down 3-0. Cartridges from WBMason.com. You know you're getting the real thing because WB Mason has been a brand you can trust since 1898. Phillies trail it by 3 as we begin the top of the 4th. And Nick Williams leads it off. Williams takes inside and low. It's 1-0. Two and 0. Two and 1. And a liner to left field. That'll slice away from Duvall. And Williams will hold up at first. Duvall did a nice job getting to that baseball. All right, so now the Phils, for the third consecutive inning, have the leadoff hitter aboard. Franco had a looping single to right field his first at bat. And a breaking ball, 0-1. It drops in for a strike.
Like way out in front of that one.
Last time he faced the Phillies, Castillo that is, he struck out 4 over 6 innings, allowed 5 hits. Staying alive, and hits that foul 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got really good movement on his sinker right now, at least the last 2 innings.
And if you can command both sides of the plate, one with a fastball, it's going to just open up the outside part plate for his off-speed pitches.
Over to third, Suarez. He'll turn 2 as long as he throws it clean. And Votto's able to get back down on the bag. 5-4-3 double play. And that'll bring Scott Kingery up with 2 outs. Our GMC precision play. It is that double play we just saw.
One thing that Reds have done very well in this series is inducing the ground ball and turning 2. Sunday hop, literally, for Suarez, and on the scooter, easy around the horn double play.
Yeah, so 3 double plays now in the last 2 games for the Reds. And Kingery, who flied out to the track his first time up. That one is out of play. Over the first base side. outside. 1-2. Kid's got a good arm, though.
He does.
97 on that fastball.
It's a good idea. Good mound presence out there.
Kingery out to right field this time. And again, fairly deep, just short of the track. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left for the Phillies. 3.5 here in Cincinnati. It's 3-0 Cincinnati. And by W.B. Mason. Who bought W.B. Mason for fast free delivery? Nobody does it better. Philly Fanatic, along with Reds broadcaster Chris Welch, meeting some of the fans before the ball game. It was photo day here at Great American Ballpark, and yeah, he stole the show, which is what you would expect from him. I'm not sure if all the Phils fans got a chance to see him, but he is apparently wandering around the concourse here in Cincinnati. As Mason Williams starts the bottom of the 4th inning for the Reds. Williams struck out his first time up. That one hit on one hop out to Cabrera at second base. And 1 away.
Ball comes off that kid's bat hard. It really does.
His numbers were good down in AAA this year. The reason he's up here is because of the injuries to Schebler and Winkler. Now, Schebler is going through his rehab assignments now. They expect him back soon, which will make the offense for the Reds, at least on paper, better. With Duvall in left, he fouls it back. Two. Phil Irvin's on deck. He started the rally in the 3rd. It led to 3 runs.
A little too high.
Over to third base on one hop. Franco has it near the line. Throw is too high. Into the camera well. And Duvall will go to second base. 8th error of the year for Michael.
Just gets underneath this one, huh? It's not even in the vicinity of Carlos Santana. Just gets underneath it. Incoming.
Yeah, he had time too. Irvin's double was his 4th in the big leagues, and then he came around to score his 6th run. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. He was a first-round pick by the Reds in 2013 out of Sanford University in Birmingham. It's kind of odd to see that he's the first player ever drafted out of Sanford.
first round. Top it off.
Yeah, the highest draft pick in school history in any sport. That base hit his last time up was his 10th hit since the All-Star break. Nobody wants to go down when Schebler comes back. One ball and 2 strikes and a breaking ball low, 2-2.
I know sometimes it's out of necessity. A player has to go back down, but once you get a taste of this game
at this level
and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah, the Phillies have had a couple guys this year, pitchers that have had to go down because of necessity that probably could have stayed up. And a foul tip, and Irvin is down on strikes. Yeah, that's the second out of the inning. And here's Curt Casale coming up, who had an RBI double his last time. The Flying Hawaiian will return to be honored pregame as he retires as a Philly as part of the Toyota Phillies Alumni Weekend. His night will be Friday, August 3rd against the Marlins. The Shane Victorino Big Head collectible print will be given out to all fans. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. All right, so they walk Casale intentionally to face Castillo. Don't want to let this game get out of reach by any stretch. Kingery makes the long throw over to first, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits. There was one Phillies error and 2 men left for the Reds. For the books, we're on to the 5th inning. Alfaro will lead it off when we get back. For $82.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. You can even go out in a boat and watch it. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this offer. Hello, with Ben Davis. I'm Tom McCarthy. Murph will rejoin us tomorrow after his bike ride. Phillies trail at 3-0 as Castillo winds down his warm-up tosses. Well, Ben, 4 hits today for the Phillies. All 4 are singles. Got to start stringing some together, and they get this leadoff hitter aboard. They got to get him across the plate. Alfaro struck out his first time up. And he lines that one sharply, and a few hops out to shortstop. Peraza is up with it. 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 set aside. And Zach Eflin is now the batter. Eflin struck out his first time to the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. One. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Strikeout number 6 for Castillo, who, despite this, the 4 hits, has made this entire game look easy against the Phillies this afternoon. I mean, he's got command of a lot of pitches.
And not a whole lot of stressful innings thus far for Luis Castillo.
No, even when the Phillies have gotten a base runner, he hasn't really been phased too much by it. The hardest hit ball the Phillies have is the Alfaro groundout. Carlos lifts it out to left field. Well, this is not a strenuous inning at all. As Duvall waits for it. It's a 6-pitch 5th inning. And the Phillies are retired in order. So now we go down to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Phillies trailing the Reds 3-0. The top of the order due up for Cincinnati. Official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Well, Mitch Walding finished with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs in the doubleheader yesterday as Lehigh Valley swept Columbus. Reading lost to Richmond 7-5. Drew Stankiewicz had a 3-run home run. Lakewood defeated Hagerstown 3-2 on a walk-off. And Williamsport lost to Hudson Valley 6-4. Matt Kroon had 2 hits. A walk and 2 runs scored. Zach Eflin gave up 3 runs in the 3rd. His offense, though, has not managed a whole lot, so he trails at 3-zip as we begin the bottom of the 5th. And Jose Peraza, who has flied to right and has grounded out to shortstop, is the leadoff hitter for the Reds, who have 4 hits as well. Ball and 1 strike. One and 2. Over to second base on 2 hops. And 1 out here in the 5th. And Scooter Gennett, who homered his last time to the plate. The home run was his 17th, 67 runs batted in. I wonder if they would consider trading him. I would doubt it.
How can you?
I don't think you can if you feel like you're building for something. Listen, the Reds have a number of holes that they have to fill, but nowhere near the amount of holes they had last year or the year before. 1-0 pitch. That one's out to center field. Odubel waits for it. Statcast AI, powered by AWS, provides us with a look at his home run.
1-0 changeup. He got it up. He got it out. 356 feet later, made it 3-0 Reds.
I think one of the things that stands out with him, honestly, is how hard he hits the baseball. You know, for lack of a better term, for a little guy.
Yeah. No, it's something. It absolutely is something.
I mean, even that ground ball, we said that his home run was, what did we say it was? 93.5?
93.5.
Ground ball was 92.7. Two balls and 1 strike to Joey Votto. On the inside corner.
His practice swings cracked me up.
I was wondering about that. Is it more about his hip turn and his body turn than even how the bat's supposed to look?
I think it's a combination of everything, really, Tom. I think it's the hips and then how the hands are supposed to come through the zone.
Because the way the swing is, he's not going to hit that way.
I still think Hunter Pence has the weirdest one.
Yeah,
his on deck swing.
It's just I think it's just friendly reminders for those guys.
We saw him last inning after he got that hit. He's standing out at first base practicing it with no bat in his hand.
He was doing it in foul territory. Then he walked about 5 feet in foul territory, did it again, and then he walked to his position and started doing it again. It's going to be a base hit to right field.
It's just, you foul a couple balls off. He did have that check swing his first time up, but you foul a couple balls off. And then just pitch recognition is so key for him, key for all the hitters, but they try and sneak one inside right there, and you'd already seen that pitch. You recognize it out of the hand and turns and burns.
Time now for our Nissan upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. We mentioned this the other night that Votto is the active leader in on-base percentage at .428. He's going to finish his career as one of the unless he has an incredible nosedive. Opposite way, Williams is there, and he reels it in. So Suarez held in check today, 0 for 3, makes the final out of the 5th inning. Well, it's only been one bad inning for Zach Eflin. Now we go to the 6th. Phil's down 3-0. Of the week finished June with the flair. He continued to swing it with consistency into the All-Star break. Michael is connected for power and production to start the second half and has delivered an average in the mid-300s for the month of July. Franco's launch angle has been optimal, and his blasts continue to aid the Phil's offense as they battle for first place in the East. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Maikel Franco will hopefully get a chance to get up here this inning with some runners on base. We begin the top of the 6th inning, and as Drupal Cabrera leads it off, Cabrera's hit 2 balls hard. He has flied out to center field both times up. Once to left center field, the other time to straightaway center field. And it's 1 ball with 1 strike. As Drupal Cabrera and Carlos Santana are the team leaders in hard hit baseballs, which means balls put in play at 95 miles per hour or more of exit velocity. And the idea is the harder you hit the baseball, the more hits you're going to get and the more productivity you're going to get. The leader in baseball is Manny Machado, who has 168 balls put in play at 95 miles per hour or more. Out in front, and Cabrera.
That thing is nasty.
Yeah, 7 strikeouts today for Castillo.
You know what it is, Tom? It's he throws this changeup. It's going to sound funny, but he throws it with violence, like he throws his fastball. I mean, it's the same arm speed, the same follow through, same finish, everything.
That's the key, isn't it?
It's the key, but you'll see some guys kind of ease off a little bit. I mean, it's the same everything, same aggressiveness.
Here's Odubel, who's 1 for 2. And a changeup, 0-1. And 2 to Herrera, who is 1 for 2 today. He lays off. Well, you would imagine he's going to get the changeup here after a fastball that ran out. And he does. Foul tip. 8 strikeouts for Castillo. 82 miles an hour on that pitch.
I mean, most changeups are 8 to 10 miles an hour different. I mean, this one's 13 miles an hour different. You see that changeup, he turns it over. The speed is good, but the movement makes it even better.
Hoskins 0 for 1 with a walk. Yes, 97. And if you compare it to 82, 83, that is a huge difference. Popped him up right around the second base bag. Scooter Gennett is there. And another 1-2-3 inning. We move to the bottom of the 6th. Phil's down 3.
Standing here in front of the Team Murphy tent here in Atlantic City, 65 miles in the books. I did just want to say thanks to you guys for your support, as always, and thanks to the folks at NBC Sports Philadelphia, thanks to the folks at the Phillies as well, and thanks to all the viewers that donated and sent me tweets and wished me luck. We made it. Everybody got here safely. It's been a great day, perfect weather, and now we are ready to have a little bit of a celebration. I think there's a nice cold beverage around here somewhere that I'm going to grab. But I promise I will see you guys tomorrow in Boston.
Well, that's an awesome job there, Murph, and all the people that participated, as that one's lined in right field by Mason Williams to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Murph does that every year.
I thought he was going to say, but this one's not over yet.
Well, no, for that, I think he's happy that that is over. You know, we've been with Murph for years, and we've watched him do the Tour de Jour from a distance, but we've heard him talk about it so often. I think this was the most nervous he has sounded. I don't know if you agree with this, Ben. The nervous he sounded because he did no preparation for it. I mean, 65 miles, that's a long way.
Yes, it is.
But I think the motor actually helped with putting that on the bicycle.
That's not nice.
Here's Duvall. And congratulations to all the folks that helped raise over $1 million.
It is great.
Duvall is 0 for 2. He's fly to center, and he's reached on an error by Franco. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Breaking ball, 1-1. To the right side, a base hit. Williams turns and heads to third. He'll get there. And the Reds now with runners on first and third with nobody out. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Oh, Rick Kranitz is to the phone. This is another precarious spot for the Phillies because they're down 3-0 already. They've shown no signs of life offensively. And the Reds are threatening out of the gate here in the bottom of the 6th with runners on 1st and 3rd.
In the middle infield, not completely in, kind of halfway. So if it's a bullet, they can turn 2. If it's not hit as hard, maybe they can cut down Williams at home plate.
And here's the other thing too, you have to remind yourself, if you can get Irvin here, they're not going to take Castillo out of the ball game. 1-1. So he's going to be up after Casale. Now he's ahead 1-2. So Eflin, who he pitches to contact, but he's got enough to strike you out. Maybe he can go after the strikeout here. Ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He elevated a fastball in his last at bat to strike out Irvin. Looks like they're going back to that fastball in.
Oh, man. Out to deep left field. Hoskins going back. He's going to make the catch. Williams will tag. And a run will score. It's 4-0. But he just missed that pitch. But he got the job done. It's a sac fly.
Philip Irvin can thank Mason Williams for that 1st and 3rd.
Well, cat's coming out. He's going to have a pitching change. Boy, he just missed that bet. Got it in a little bit. Just a half inch on the barrel.
Yeah. Still a good job of hitting with a man on 3rd and less than 2 outs.
Yeah. Eflin's done. Responsible for the runner at 1st. We'll be back right after this. Toyota Phillies Alumni Weekend when the Marlins come to town. It starts on, well, it's a Thursday first game, but then Friday, August 3rd is at 7:05 Shane Victorino retirement. The Shane Victorino Big Head Collectible given out to all fans. Saturday the 4th, well, it's Toyota Phillies Wall of Fame night. Sunday the 5th, all fans get the Brad Lidge Bobble figurine. Again, Toyota sponsors the whole weekend, and you can get tickets by going to Phillies.com. Well, it's Victor Arano who will come in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And a bouncer to shortstop, and that should be 2. There's 1 and 2. Arano throws 1 pitch and gets out of it, but a run does score. We go to the 7th. Phils have their work cut out for them, down 4-0. Tough when you're the best mascot in baseball and you come in and steal the show on somebody else's birthday. Our Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. The Reds scored 3 in the 3rd against Zach Eflin, 1 in the 6th inning. Phillies are scoreless now in their last 11 innings. We go to the 7th. They trail at 4-0. Nick Williams will lead it off. Williams is singled. He's also struck out. The Phils have 4 hits. All 4 are singles. They haven't had a hit since Nick's to start the 4th. There's Zach Eflin. And the first pitch is fouled down the left field line, slicing out of play, and it's 0-1. It'll be Williams, Franco, and Kingery. Inside, 1-1. Zach Eflin, 4 earned runs in 5 1/3. He only threw 80 pitches. Turned out, though, Morano got the double play ball. Castillo, meanwhile, is about to throw his 90th as we begin the 7th. Threw 21 in the first inning. 2-2.
Man,
swing and a miss to the changeup. That's 9 strikeouts.
this pitch is just filthy. Same everything except for speed.
Lorenzen and Peralta are warming up in the bullpen. Oh, 1 to Franco. Franco is 1 for 2. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nine strikeouts for Castillo are 1 shy of his season high. He had 10 in 6 innings against the Cardinals. He hasn't won since the 22nd of June. Now, the Reds have won. In fact, they've won 4 of his last 5 outings.
We mentioned in July he's got a 3 ERA. It's going to be lower than that now.
Franco's trying to slow him down a little bit. Throws him another changeup. And it hits his foot. Yeah, so his last 3 outings, 4 innings, 5 innings, and 5 1/3.
I mean, you look at him, there's 97 here in the 7th. He's not sweating. He's not even breathing hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't have anybody warming up the bullpen if I were the Reds. This is not a strenuous outing. At least right now it's not. To the right side and to the glove side of Votto, 3 unassisted. Ten consecutive hitters retired. Time now for the Major League Notebook, brought to you by the University of Maryland University College. What do you got, Ben?
Well, Jose Altuve, for the first time in his career, was placed on the 10-day disabled list. And Jay Happ makes his Yankee debut today. Big doings going on. Jose Altuve, we talked about him the other night. That is your
Major League Notebook.
It's your Major League Notebook.
Kingery fouls it up the third base line. 5 innings, 2 hits for Jay Happ today.
They're going to have to definitely pitch it better with Aaron Judge being out for a while. Definitely not as much offense in that lineup.
Oh, 2. Left side. Peraza waits for it. Kingery hustling, and he's retired. It is the third consecutive 1-2-3 inning for Luis Castillo. He's retired 11 consecutive hitters. Phillies don't have a hit since the fourth. Young Luis Castillo has handled the Phillies today. 7 innings, 7 scoreless innings, and only 4 singles allowed, Ben.
He's been absolutely dynamic. The fastball, yes, he's got an explosive fastball, but the changeup today, my goodness. This changeup, righties, lefties, it didn't matter. He did mix in a couple sliders, but Luis Castillo is on top of his game today.
Well, Jim Riggleman has decided to lift the youngster. He congratulates him after a solid outing this afternoon. And Billy Hamilton is coming up to pinch hit in the bottom of the 7th inning against Victor Urano, who's on in relief of Zach Eflin. Reds with 4 runs today. They scored 3 in the 3rd. A double by Casale, a 2-run home run by Scooter Gennett. And then they added another run in the 6th on a sac fly. Billy Hamilton is walking up to the plate. Drive base hit to right field for Hamilton. Time now for our Ram Truck Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. All right, Ben, here we go. Question is, who were the last 3 pitchers to no-hit the Reds?
Well, I told you I knew 2 of them. Roy Halladay and Jake Arrieta.
Roy Halladay and Jake Arrieta, that is correct.
And I'll be honest with you, T-Mac, I can't think of the 3rd. Can you give me a hint?
Well, it was the early 70s.
Oh.
You weren't around. Bill might be able to help you, but Glenn or Little Joe probably can't. This guy was also a really good hitter, and the Phillies turned their franchise around when they traded him.
Good hitter. Rick Wise?
Rick Wise is correct. June 23rd of 1971.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. In fact, he hit 2 home runs in that game.
Yeah.
John Vukovich, the great John Vukovich, made the final out at 3rd base. Peraza takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
I know this is a different game, different era, and by no means am I comparing Luis Castillo to Nolan Ryan. But can you imagine going out and say, Nolan, you're done after 7 with four singles and a shutout?
Well,
can you imagine?
That's just it. It's a different game. I know what you're saying. There was a time.
I'm what? You're what? No, I'm not.
There was a time when we would all get, I think, pretty aggravated by it, by when a pitcher would get taken out.
Right.
But like everything else, when there's change, you just get used to it, and there's really no use in complaining about it anymore. You know,
it's just not going to be that way anymore.
And I'm not sure if the pitchers in this day and age, quite frankly, are programmed to even care about it. Some are. I think some are. You know, like Verlander and Scherzer and guys like that, they want to stay in. Inside 1 and 2. But even through the minor leagues, you know, they're not programmed. They are in college. In fact, maybe to an extreme extent for some guys. Does that make sense that they're not really programmed?
They're not programmed. They're not expected to. It's like almost like, how do I just go out and get myself prepared to pitch 6 innings? Is basically what it comes down to. Do I train to go pitch 6 innings, or do I train to pitch 9 innings?
6 or 7, maybe at the most. I think you have to train for 9 still, but I think that you're going to look at all the complete, how small the complete game statistic is in this day and age.
Yeah.
Williams is under it, and it's because of the specialty of the bullpen. And listen, bullpens are really good. But it used to be, if you got it to a team's bullpen, you're a fat cat in it.
Yeah.
On the out-of-town scoreboard, Braves now lead the Dodgers 4-0. Sean Newcomb is perfect through 5.
Fans booing Arano every chance they get on a throw over. It's Billy Hamilton's fault he's so fast.
On the outside corner, it's 0-1. Right side, and Cabrera just can't get to it. Hamilton's going to sprint to third. First to third with 1 out.
That's a no-brainer. First to third there for Billy Hamilton.
Joey Votto is 2 for 3. He is 7 for 13 in the series. Inside 1-0, just to kind of wrap up the complete game thing, because it's like I said, it's not. I don't think it's going to change anytime in the foreseeable future. I think it may keep going the other way, as the Tampa Bay Rays have shown. The Indians lead baseball with 4 complete games at this point. Next is the Astros with 3, the Mariners with 3, as Odubel gets under it. Hamilton tags and will not go.
I can't believe he didn't go there.
I thought he would go too. Up 4-0.
Nothing to lose.
I think Michael Franco is chiding him a little bit about it. He's saying, well, Billy Hatcher told me to stay.
And you can take those kind of risks when you're up, like you said, 4-0. But that's a weapon. Those legs of Billy Hamilton, they're weapons.
Ben, there are 14 teams that do not have a complete game this year.
Wow.
We're almost in August, and there are 14 teams that do not have a complete game. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. And again, it's just the changing face of baseball.
You talk about the Indians with 4. I mean, you have Corey Kluber. I mean, you expect him to go out and throw a complete game.
He is 1.
Bauer?
Nope.
No?
1 ball and 2 strikes. Carlos Carrasco has 2.
Wow.
And Mike Clevenger has 1. He has 133 2/3 innings under his belt. Now, with all that said, Bauer is the team leader in innings pitched. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner goes, pitches high, no throw by Alfaro. We had him too. I know that Gennett stopped, but they just didn't want to take a chance with Hamilton at third. I think Gennett wanted to get into a rundown because he wanted Hamilton to then score. Or try to score, I should say.
And he would have been a dead duck in second.
Strike 3 calls. Suarez goes down looking. They've held him in check today. He has struck out 3 times. The Reds lead 2. We leave for the 8th inning with the Phillies down 4-0. Valley Honda dealers. Heard of your local Delbow Honda dealer. Visit DelbowHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. David Hernandez is on the pitch for the Reds. Time now for our Hyundai defensive play of the game.
A pop up off the bat of Peraza earlier in the ball game. Nick able to get there. Avoid running into that wall. A long way to go for that one. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
You're right, that fence is pretty short out there.
It's very short. Never takes the ball out of his mitt.
That is a great deke.
It's smart because we've seen catchers try and pump fake it and then throw it right into the ground, and all heck breaks loose.
Here's Knapp. Knapp to pinch hit for Alfaro. Williams moves to right field. So Phil Irvin's out. Billy Hamilton stays in the play center field. No balls and 1 strike to Andrew Knapp as a pinch hitter. No balls and 2 strikes.
You hear why, this guy can't go today. He's tired of the bullpen. This guy can't go. Tell me Castillo couldn't go 1 more inning? I mean, it was almost an elongated bullpen session for him today. And no offense to the Phillies hitters, but he had it going on today.
Well, yeah, you have some games, and this is one of those games for the Phillies where you have that 1 pitch as Knapp goes down looking and is not pleased about the call. You have that 1 pitch that's keeping hitters off balance all day, and that's what's happened. That's what happened.
Well, think about it. If he goes 1 more inning, you save a guy out of the bullpen.
It's close to the line, and we talk about if it's on the line or in that area, you should call it. It's almost an unhittable 2-seamer. Cesar, the batter, grounds it inside the first base bag, and that one's going down to the corner. And Cesar on his way to second base, and he'll stop there.
Well, we were hoping not to see Cesar, and the fact that the Phillies had a big lead, probably could have gotten to third base there.
I think he could have. I know he's playing it conservatively, down 4-0. Bothered by the sore foot, but he shut it down.
The ball kind of just got to that right field wall and just stopped.
Yeah.
We're hoping not to see Cesar. Hopefully the Phillies came out, big offensive explosion didn't happen. They give him that full day off, but he'll take the double.
So with that extra base hit, the Phillies have now extended their extra base hit streak to 101 consecutive games. It's the second longest. And Carlos is behind 1-2. Out. Second strikeout of the inning for Hernandez, the 11th overall for Reds pitching. And that means everybody here in Cincinnati that has a ticket stub gets a free pizza. Ball to Cabrera. Swing and a miss, and Cabrera strikes out, and the inning is over. No runs, one hit, and one man left in scoring position. 12 strikeouts today for Reds pitching. Middle of the 8th inning. Phillies trail at 4-0 in Cincinnati. You know, the Phillies' success in series has been drastic. It's part of the reason why they came in 2.5 games up in the National League East, because they just keep on winning series. Over the last 13 series, as you see Luis Garcia checking in for the first time, the Phillies are 10-2-1. Their only 2 series losses have come against the Yankees and the Marlins. Marlins right before the All-Star break. David Hernandez with a scoreless 8th inning has put the Phils closer to losing another series here, which will put them 10-3-1. And that was one of the goals, I would say, back in the middle of June, you know, that Gabe talked about, and so did the coaching staff, was just, let's just keep winning series from here on and see what happens. And it's been helpful. Cesar charges. They're not going to get Williams. That infield hit, it's his second one of the game, second hit of the game. Duvall has a hit today. He's also reached on an error. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
So I asked Luis yesterday about his slider. I said, have you changed anything about it? He said, no. I said, you didn't change the grip? No. Didn't change how hard you're throwing it? No. I said, why is it so much better? He goes, I don't know. It's just better. Well, I thought it was a great answer. Yeah. He said, it's just better, and I'm throwing it more, he said. He said, I'm not throwing as many splits. He said, but the slider's been better. I'm just throwing the slider more.
Was that the split there at 86? Because it didn't have the same action as the other sliders, or did he just slow up the velocity of the slider?
I was watching it live. I wasn't watching the monitor.
But I guess if you keep throwing it more, then you might have different action. You might be doing something without realizing it.
And getting more muscle memory throwing that particular pitch.
Yeah, that was called a slider, but that was a lot slower, or it wasn't like that one right there. Maybe you could say it front doored instead of, going over the outer part of the plate. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet, according to speedtest.net. Brandon Dixon, the pinch hitter, watches as the runner goes, and he fouls a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 1-1. Ball boy went and corralled the foul ball, but then another one fell from his pocket. So he had to go back and get it.
And I like that answer from Luis for the simple fact that of all the games, you could probably say maybe in golf, but in this game, you can outthink yourself. Outthink yourself in the batter's box, on the pitching mound. Can it be as simple as seeing the ball, hitting the ball? Can be at times. Can it be as simple as getting the sign and executing your pitch? Can be.
Cannot call time that late. Just can't do it.
They got Vince last night. Vince had lifted his leg.
Check swing of the slider. They appeal. No swing. Says Chris Guccione. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mention that Cesar's at second. Knapp is in the game behind the plate. That looked like a pretty good pitch, didn't it?
It did.
Runner goes. Pitch is swung on a miss. Throw to second base. Not in time. Mason Williams with a stolen base. First of the year.
See, a team ran out of mound visits last night.
Yeah,
what team?
Royals. Somebody sent us
a tweet at you and John.
Night.
I saw that.
I think the Royals. I actually wrote it down to talk about it today, and I forgot. Angels were the first team to give up or use up all their mound visits. That was back in April. Three balls and 2 strikes to Dixon. Swing and a miss. No chance on that slider. There are 2 outs. And Castillo will come up.
Straight filth. How hard he throws it, how straight it stayed into the strike zone, and then just bottomed out.
Field line. And it's 0-2. Check swing, foul ball. Swing, and they appeal. No swing, says Guccione. So back-to-back full counts for Luis.
I think if you're Castillo, you got to be looking for that slider. Problem is, Luis can throw anywhere from 97 to 100.
Inside, ball 4. Billy Hamilton will come up for the second time. He singled his last time up. Nap out to the mound. Jake Thompson warming up in the bullpen, and here comes Gabe Kapler. So a pitching change here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Luis Garcia's out. Jake Thompson's coming in. We'll be back right after this. Season chase with a second half ticket pack. The pack includes 6 remaining 2018 home games, postseason ticket access, pre-sale opportunity for the potential to purchase 2 postseason home games at Citizens Bank Park, and priority access to 2019 season tickets. Order your ticket pack now. Call 215-463-1000. Garcia's out. Jake Thompson is in with runners on first and second. And Billy Hamilton is up. And the first pitch in there, it's 0-1. By the way, Sean Newcomb is now through 7 innings of no-hit baseball against the Dodgers. 0-2.
So he's no longer perfect, but he still has a no-no.
I think he did walk. Well, let me check. Yeah, he has 1 walk. He walked Puig. Line drive to left field, caught by Rhys Hoskins, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. Last chance for the Phils. It's Herrera, Hoskins, and Williams as we go to the 9th inning. And deliveries of the game, and we begin in the 3rd.
3rd inning. Catcher Castillo, he's in the left center field gap. After Philip Irvin's double, he follows up with a double, and then Scooter Gennett, he goes up top on a 1-0 changeup off Zach Eflin. 3-0 at the time. They were your WB Mason deliveries of the game.
And it's 4-0 Reds. Odubel will lead things off here in the 9th inning against Wandy Peralta. Odubel is 1 for 3 today, and the first pitch is in there. It's 0-1. I would imagine that Raisel Iglesias will just stay at least loosened in the pen in case the Phils do something to put this in a safe situation. 0-2. And there he is. He is to the left. Mela is to the right. Odubel fights it off. How about that hit? That's incredible. That ball was in and almost by him.
Probably as ugly as you're going to see, but
that's hand-eye coordination.
Hand-eye coordination, but just try and put it in play. Beats walking back to the bench. That is remarkable. That is remarkable.
He thought it was going foul. Hoskins is 0 for 2. Rhys has 7 home runs in his last 6 games. Phillies, though, have only 1 extra base hit today. That was the double by Cesar in the 8th inning.
don't know if you can see that enough. Replay on Odubel.
World according to Odubel. Outside, 2-1. Taking a look into the dugout on that one. And at the bottom of the zone.
And Nick Marley's been good back there tonight. Really haven't questioned hardly any pitches.
Hoskins hits a foul off to the right side.
So he's a little early on the changeup on the pitch before, a little tardy on this fastball. You get that timing just right.
Fly ball center field. A little out in front of that. Billy Hamilton makes the catch, one out. Nick Williams is due up. Outside corner. Looper out toward left field, and that's going to drop for a hit. It'll put runners on first and second. I think that'll bring Jim Riggleman out, with Maikel Franco coming up. And here he comes. So we are into a save situation.
I continue to be impressed with Nick Williams and how he stays in there. Peralta's a hard throwing lefty. Very hard throwing. He's 97, 98. Good slider, changeup. And Nick Williams does not budge. I love to see that.
So a pitching change for the Reds. The Phillies down by 4. The tying run will step to the on deck circle. Heidman will be standing by for Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Post Game Live. Guys, we'll talk about the Zach Eflin outing today. Really one bad inning for Zach and the lack of offense for the Phils as they continue to go scoreless this entire game. Raisel Iglesias is the new pitcher, the closer for the Reds. Hey, maybe they talk about a Phillies comeback. We talked about that the other day. Looking for their first win when trailing after 8 innings. Two and 0. outside 3-0. Kingery is on deck. Knapp is scheduled after him. Michael does not usually voice any displeasure. Bottom of the zone. Had a lot of movement on it. 3-2. Iglesias against Michael Franco. Now the 3-2 pitch. He reaches out and pokes it foul and stays alive. And now the payoff pitch to Franco. And through the hole on the right side, of base hit. They're going to hold Odubel at third base, so the Phillies have the bases loaded with one man down. And Scott Kingery is coming up.
Michael continues to use the right side of the diamond and continues to pile up the hits.
Kingery takes outside. I think the first time today that Kingery has not fallen behind in his at bat. It's 1-0. Outside again, 2-0. You got to let him throw a strike, right?
Yes. If he didn't fall behind Michael 3-0, I'd say it's in your spot. Have at it.
Well, down in Atlanta, Sean Newcomb's no-hitter is now through 8 for the Atlanta Braves. He has 117 pitches through 8 innings. 2-1 to Kingery. 2-2 to Kingery. Andrew Knapp on deck. Hold foul.
It's the only way to stay in a ball game and get over 100 pitches and throw a no-hitter, I guess.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Scott with the bases loaded. Outside 3-2. A lot of trouble with that slider right now. Got all these different arm angles. As the runners lead off, it's 3-2 with one out in the top of the ninth inning. And the payoff pitch, swing and a miss.
It's a 3-2 slider. Iglesias not giving in.
And last hope for the Phils is now Andrew Knapp.
Pitch at 85. It wasn't his best one. I think there's the speed that what gets Kingery more so than the location. He's out in front.
Andrew Knapp. He fouls the first one.
We've seen Andrew put together some really good at bats recently. One swing here could tie it up.
1 ball and 1 strike with the bases loaded. And he fouls it back, so the Phils down to their last strike. Somebody made a nice catch, I guess. Reds have won 2 of the last 3. They're wrapping up a 10-game homestand. The Phils are trying to come from behind. They trail it by 4. They have them loaded here in the 9th inning. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And the ball game is over. The Reds win the series. They struck out the Phillies 14 times this afternoon. And they win it today 4-0. Well, the Phils win the season series against Cincinnati, but not this series. After taking game 1, they dropped the last 3. And now it's off to 2 tough games in Boston to take on the Red Sox. In the 9th inning, no runs, 3 hits, and 3 men left. Our Chevrolet player of the game, well, it's the young man for the Dominican Republic who